Hi, welcome to Congratulations, You Are a Twit, where me and Stan are gonna give you some examples of incomprehensible half-wittedness and offer critique laced with humorous anecdotes, witty embellishments, and altogether unexpected jokes. Haha! Get panned, bitch! Just a quick apology, many of the background replays here are taken from the live stream, so there may be some audio weirdness or oddities, but yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video anyway. Thanks. Welcome to Mountain Pass, home of several mountains, and one of the two videos I did concerning and utilising this unbalanced venue of inadequacy. How appropriate that one of those videos depicted in uncommonly manly and intelligent fashion the perils of finding yourself thrusting linearly into a multi-level engagement, and if there's one person you should talk to about thrusting, it's my good buddy Stan! Ain't that right, Stan? You bastard, you've impaled me with a woodwind instrument. So one who wishes to pursue life, TM, for any meaningful period of time will, when confronted with a multi-level engagement, administer some manner of flank or adaptation to the affected area. People who don't do this are tactically unaware, an idiot, or teaching a class on logical deficiency and were lacking examples. Though if anyone does find themselves in that last situation, I might recommend CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. Take it away, Chris.
Actually, you know what? I know why I made this video. And that's because of this. Do you see that? Right there. Okay. That could only be created. And do you see the little chemtrail right there too? I bet you caught that. That could only be created by a projection. There's absolutely no fucking way that you would have something 93 million miles away. Where is it? Okay. You might as well say it's 7 trillion miles away. It wouldn't make a difference. People don't know. They just see these numbers. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those rays.
You could play a game of football on that man's learning curve. I gotta admit though, I love Chris. He's a holy man. I mean, you give him some tea, and he's Christ. Anyhow, can we muster an adequate level of appreciation for one of the most gargantuan multi-level engagements that I have ever seen? It even exceeds the metric tons of rancid stupidity the enemy are going to slather themselves in before drifting merrily into it like a bunch of butterflies in a summer breeze. That said, the juxtaposition of the scale of my team support with its lack of immediate effectiveness is somewhat disturbing. Though given the precision they displayed in response to my spotting as the game began, I can hardly be surprised. Now, missing shots like a blind marksman in an earthquake is understandable when I do it. See, I have an excuse. Moreover, I hate to break it to any of you feculent funkle-dinks, but dystonia is not contagious. So if you want to blame your insurmountable inadequacies on that, you're going to have to stick your penis up my bum and wait about a year for it to develop. So I've just done some research. Turns out dystonia is not transmitted sexually. I'm just homosexual. The moral here, as potently purported in my videos on the matter, is that this asinine coterie of frolicsome fuckwits should have done absolutely anything except push around this treacherous bottleneck of a position. Like, and I may be breaking new ground here, so I apologise for my boldness, go around! You had a trifecta of other options. Wait, the bridge. You had a quadfecta of other options for attacking the supported position prior to the forward position, but no, Dickie Dimwit and the cast of the Home Alone movies just couldn't can't resist the chance to take a ride on the cavalcade of ineptitude straight to feckin' hell. Good job all round, well done. So there's a difference between stupidity that festers, that skulks in the confines of one's psyche, and stupidity that leaps proudly forth into the spotlight like a stagehand announcing a fire. This, when you play, contains the latter. Its conclusion can also be boiled down to a conflict of wits. Mano v mano, cap to cap, clock to clock, time to time, dust to Frenchman. As Tannius, at the head of his noble steed, the E25, gallops gallantly into the cap circle, perforating the pristine assembly of cap points the enemy had amassed, and flinging wide the door to victory land. The only task yet to be accomplished is the impending arrival of the team in the opposing cap circle. And I must express my astounding joy at the thought that no one is so fatuously imbecilic, so much of a slot-brained halfwit, as to sit no more than 5 meters outside of the very thing that could so easily afford a victory. No one would do that. Never has the tank god of witlessness received a greater offer. Never has such a trivial task seemed so daunting, and never has it been failed with such preposterous aptitude. This is a level, a rank of goitism that takes active work to achieve. These people that have their diaphragm hooked up to a car battery, like, forget to feckin' breathe. I haven't seen someone have this much trouble getting over a white line since the last time Harry Kane took a bloody penalty. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear that my innate expectations of my team's basic competence is not a reflection of their likelihood to possess it, merely my relentless, tenacious optimism. I am well aware that objectively, asking for acumen or intelligence from your team would be like asking Stan to give you a colonoscopy. It's just not going to happen. I got boned. That said, these two, judging by their performance during mine and Mr. Mill's forthcoming flanking maneuver, are afflicted with a level of awareness that would lead them to confront a nice warm bowl of soup with a fork. Their timing is so surfeit in ineptitude that if they were to manufacture a clock, it would reliably point north. So it is that our flanking move begins, not yet aghast at the lack of support. A derp awaits me, and a staggered clip befalls the mill prior to his haggle with the haggard husk of death that hastily claims his soul, leaving me, the peremptory protagonist, to bear the burden. And while my perspicacity does grant me a cheeky violation of the child's future, my discernment is meanwhile perceptive enough to know that these two jolly lardasses have been about as much use as a kerosene candle. I've seen more vigour in an elderly man's penultimate sperm. Oh no, wait, now they're moving. Finished your prayers to the god of hindsight, have we? Hate to convoke some cloud over your most pleasant ignorance, you harebrained goons, but my ass now having the same integrity as Kim Kardashian's vagina is not a situation that can be post-emptively rectified. I might suggest remapping your forward key to A on your keyboard. That way movement might finally become a key to your gameplay! Now onto Cornelia. A morose marshland, eagerly enveloped by thinly fenestrated foliage. The only break in that theme brought by the intermittent overweight pebbles strewn about the map and the rocky undulations that cater to the whim of aggressor and victim alike. It's the last place that you go looking for a cockroach, and yet here too may be found, myself and Tom, leaving barely a tread trace before the parted turbid muck behind us skulks back to cover them. swamp indeed. The E25, nicknamed the cockroach, and aptly so for its practically decumbent structure and its frankly vexatious tendency to disappear, with the only trace being the lingering concern that its appearance afforded. However, this replay is not so much about the map, nor the lucrative insects that reside upon it. No, the focus of our attention here is Jim. Jim's a 45 TP, and he's about to make several decisions that will escalate in the magnitude of their stupidity. First, he musters the gall to proximity detect me while I'm absent-mindedly ambulating below him. This would be fine, were it not for the minor fact that his next academic aggression is to drive forward with fundamentally forlorn apathy through the thoroughfare into one of the most exposed spots on the entire map, before proceeding to declare himself king of that particular location and bid that his subjects all watch as he takes a shot at base. Man's a genius. Fortunately, after said shot and the piercing ringing of shells percussing off his vehicle, he elects to drive forward, only to move about 5 meters before ceasing and missing a shot at a nearby roach. Incredibly distressed by this failure, he evidently decides that the most optimal location to conceal himself is not, in fact, behind the silhouette of the fine article of geological study right next to him. No. Instead, he adjudicates that he shall once again drive atop the highest, most superior land available to him. But, of course, he can't indulge his subjects too much, lest they overnourish themselves on his magnificence. He loiters there for a while, accepting humbly the donations and admiration of his sycophants as they heap praise inexorably upon him, such that eventually he's moved to action. He's moved to demonstrate just why and how he is king. Propelled forth by the love of his people, he honours them by unleashing a shot of illustrious pillockism, which of course misses completely. Undeterred, he saunters forward, composing his aristocratic dignity, his sovereign power, his magnificent majesty. He lands and immediately dies, because only a true king could ram himself to death on an E25. And that is the tale of Jim, the greatest king World of Tanks has ever known. Also a complete bellend. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do for today. A fine collection of idiots. And I would like to offer my thanks, my gratitude to you for sticking around, for watching, for enjoying. If you have examples of feculent lunacy within the game, send them to replays.wallst@yahoo.co.uk. That email is in the description, so if you'd like to be featured, I don't know why you would, on this series, then do send in what you have. Thank you so very much for watching, and from me and Stan, who's doing fine back there. There's a bit of dirt on his hand, but yeah. Thank you very much, and farewell.
Better never ever shoot versus the man, cause that's a jerk of his hand, hence you're a permanent ban, yep. Like in a roleplay game, you wield a dagger but get smashed from half a globe away. But don't worry mate, he's sorry you could have known though, it's all the same story, you better not berate him. He is living in the country next to the US with